Nowadays, life is intertwined with technology. Let's figure it out. Welcome to Life, Tech, and Sundry. Hi there. Sorry for butting into the podcast. So, this podcast is brought to you by Anchor. And I just want to promote Anchor for all the listeners out there. What is Anchor, you say? Anchor is free. Okay? Totally free. So don't need to worry about that. What else? Anchor has basically all the creation tools that you'll need and you want to kickstart that podcast that you've been dreaming all this time. It helps it get it on the road. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Anchor takes care of that too. So you just have to create an account, start recording, and edit everything within the Anchor ecosystem. That makes things a lot more easy. Start creating. You can download the app too, may that be on Apple or Android. There's no bias there. If you want to get working on your computer, you can always go to anchor.fm. Again, the website is anchor.fm. Creating your podcast has never been easier. Thanks. Back to the show. Previously on Life, Tech, and Sundry.
With like space security, and like just extraterrestrial life coming to Earth. So, did you guys hear about that one Israeli professor who?
Wasn't he a general?
Yes, he was a general. He was a high-ranking general in the Israeli army. He was also a professor who claimed that aliens were real. And this isn't like some crazy guy.
Well, everyone's an alien, illegal alien at a certain point depending on what country you're standing.
Well, okay, wait. When he says aliens, though, does he just mean life on other planets, or does he mean like...
Yeah, what's the context?
So he means aliens in the form that like intelligent life beings have found Earth already. Officials all over the world know. Pyramids. And these
that's
aliens,
all I need to know.
And these aliens do not want to interact with humans because they think that humans are not ready yet.
We're violent.
And now, back to the show.
This is a man who's had a good reputation, like a credible reputation.
He was a high-ranked general, I think, for the Israeli military.
His name, I just looked it up real quick. His name was
it's going to be
Professor Haim Esht, 87 years old.
Heinz difference.
Haim, not like the ketchup. So Haim Esht,
what?
And yeah, he's never had like any previous
like mental issues or anything like that, right?
Yeah,
I mean, doesn't mean he doesn't have one.
He's had great reputation.
Like, you can start wilding like whenever.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
it definitely seems like it's a case where like he's an old man. He's 87 years
going
old,
senile or something like that.
It's like I don't know if you guys have seen like the homeless people that just start streaming like out of nowhere.
Except like, he's ranked.
It's like
I feel
they don't. Yeah. They kind of just happen, right? They're not born that way. They're probably some normal dude like 10 years ago, and then now they're just in the street streaming.
An example for me, just to elaborate with Richard, I hope cat girls actually exist the way that we want to.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I hope the universe is that big that cat girls can exist, but I can only dream about that.
Oh, of course. Well, like,
I think if we're debating the existence of other life forms, I think just statistically speaking, it's probably very, very likely.
What is the chance that it's on Earth besides us?
Living
amongst us.
Well, I mean, statistically speaking, it's pretty random because we don't know. We can make up numbers and say like it's statistically possible, but it's also on the other hand, statistically impossible as well.
True.
And what if there's half-breeds?
Because like it's a whole concept of like, well, it's a big it's an infinite space. How could there not be life? Well, at the same time, that goes there's not life as well.
There's a size.
There's a size for the universe, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think the whole invisible universe
is
infinite expanding.
bigger, and then it'll get so big that I think we experience a heat death.
Do you think it implodes
you mean we
or
get
explodes?
cold? We get cold.
Isn't that called a heat death? I forget.
I thought you were burned to death. That was a heat death for me.
It's like but someone I think it was Einstein that like.
But does it implode or does it explode at that point?
It doesn't really explode or implode. It just gets so big
it fizzles,
that
everything gets so spread apart from each other so much that
So
things
thinly,
just fizzle out.
Like it gets cold.
essentially.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I see.
Okay.
things
That
just
makes
burn out, but
That's the future.
literally,
over
there
a
you go.
great amount of time.
But I hope before we get there, we find some catgirls.
Wait, but do you think that at that point, since the universe gets spread out that thinly, that causes that chain reaction of supernovas to go on, and more black holes actually appear and start sucking up what little
It's just
Even that,
sucking.
yes. Unfortunately,
That's hopefully what happens. So
That's
that
that's a
life
variable.
goes on.
and
Our
then
civilizations.
I mean,
then
but
the universe just restarts over again.
do you,
sort of way.
do you
Probably
even
yes.
want life to go on after you're gone? Like it's over.
Yes.
I mean, I don't care because I won't
I'll
be
be
here anymore.
Exactly. I'm dead.
Like, even if it does, I mean, the universe would probably be like,
Another one bites the dust.
basically.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know about you, but I'm planning to come back to life.
That's why you
Hope
want to be
things are around.
cryogenically frozen.
That's fact.
Nah,
That's
but-
fact.
but-
Coming back, baby.
there are
Come
lots.
back.
There are lots
Peace.
of
Put in your
alien
coin again.
theories, right?
Continue.
Where it's just like
Literally.
humans were actually like alien experiments, and then the aliens just
that
like,
wouldn't
left
surprise
them
me.
there.
Unfortunately, that wouldn't surprise me.
Huh?
I don't know if you've listened to one of our episodes. They found about the plasma sphere around the entire solar system.
But
There's
does
like
that change the outcome, or does it add to?
I feel like it adds to, like, there's a plasma sphere that they noticed that protects the entire solar system. But an opinion that one of my little brothers said, that I said, "Oh, we're being protected," and my brother said, "We're being penned in." Like an experiment.
It's like a playpen in that
Right.
sense.
Playpen or we're being observed.
It's a glass half empty or half full type of scenario. I
Yes.
mean, you could look at it either way at the end of the day.
And they were
Again, is
both
it a
not
detriment
wrong.
or is it a benefit to us? Like,
It's a kill circle.
does that plasma, essentially, does that fizzle out before the known or visible universe does? Or does the visible universe fizzle out before that plasma does?
True. You're right. And that little bubble is just spinning alongside on the arm of the galaxy. It's just spinning, just keep spinning.
Right.
Yeah. But it's kind of awesome though. What big of a world we're on right now.
Wait, you mean universe or world?
World, universe, existence, dimension.
You haven't taken meds, haven't you?
I mean, that kind of reminds me of, I think I'm probably bugging
Therefore,
right
you
now.
are.
Right.
That's Descartes. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
the Codito.
It was.
Is that an anime?
No, it's a French philosopher.
Oh,
Voltaire.
that's
what's
an
it called?
anime.
Joe Rogan, I think he was talking about something along the lines of different type of species or other living beings that aren't necessarily humans. I think he was talking to someone from the U.S. Army that was out in Afghanistan.
Damn.
And I think this like little platoon or like little, Black Ops team ran into a giant. in one of
Damn, were
these
you
caves.
looking at my YouTube history? I literally ran into that.
No way.
The
Really?
giant?
Yeah, there was a
yeah.
red
What they
haired,
run into?
like 15 foot, 16 foot. I don't know. I
Let me
forgot how
tell you
tall
the
it
title.
was.
Let me tell
Were
you the title.
were there visuals?
Yes.
I
let me
believe there
hold
was
up.
like pictures, and they had like the body of the dead giant because they killed it apparently, and they flew it out, and
Okay.
they took it somewhere to either store or to dissect it and do some sort of run some tests or something of that nature. Apparently, the giant killed one of the army, the boots on the ground, and everybody retaliated with their machine guns, just letting off in the giant's face, I guess.
Hold up.
And,
Listen to this.
Okay.
Special forces attacked by unidentified creature in Kandahar. The Kandahar giant. That's the name of the video.
Okay.
What if the giant was just like
normal size?
a
We were the
crossbreed?
small ones.
No, what if it was just a crossbreed between an orangutan and a human?
Well,
Well,
allegedly,
I think they
You
found
mean
it in the
COVID-20?
desert, right?
no. This was in the mountains.
In the mountains.
So allegedly, this was in 2002, 2003, right? According to the
Okay.
video. An entire army squad, I think a 4-man team or a 12-man team, did not report in after a couple hours. They disappeared in the mountains because they were doing their patrols. And they're like, why didn't they report contact, anything?
Right.
And the army send their bright. This is a summary. I'll link the video in the show notes later as well. But they send their brightest and toughest guys. Right. This is off. We're in Afghanistan anyways. Let's go hard. And they go for like 2 or 3 days. They don't find tracks, and you know how good Green Berets are at their job to find things. So they did not find anything for 2 or 3 days until the 4th day. They find a goat trail and they find military equipment, specifically American equipment. And the first thing they found was a smashed communications radio, antennas, all those things. And for the military, it's encryption. If they're being under attack so hard, they're gonna ensure that they destroy their communications so that their encryption doesn't get compromised for the rest of the team. That's what the guy was saying. The guy that did the research was a Navy SEAL. This was in 2013, 2014. He did his military service, and he was curious. He was in Kandahar as well when he did this, and he managed to interview one of the Green Berets that did this. He allegedly. This is all with the big quotation, with big allegedly, with a big grain of salt. All those things. Once they see this military radio on the floor, they're like, they were probably attacked, and they were attacked so hard that they were already, they said, we're going to have to run and probably destroy our communications. They're probably in the mountains still fighting. And they kept moving across this trail in the mountains. They found backpacks, destroyed clothing, destroyed boots. This is wrong. Why are people getting naked? Destroyed clothing, pieces of bone.
I ask myself that question every single day.
Pieces of bone. Picked clean, like this is wrong, broken, and like and they're specialists. They go in hard. They go to the place that they're going to. This trail ends up at a mountain face with a lot of caves facing out towards an open little field, like a pavilion, or I don't know what the name is. And they're like, this is a trap. This is a kill area. And around there, they found a lot of bones and military clothing. Whatever happened to these guys, they got killed here. And they surround and point their weapons towards the caves. Some guys go and see into the caves. A lot of people can fit in there, normal sized people, and they look down and they're like, yeah, it's too dangerous. We're not going in there. I'm gonna share it to Mr. J, Richard, all those, to everyone. I'll share it on Discord as well so you can see the original video. But once they find they're waiting for command to tell them what to do. A freaking telephone pole sized spear hits one of the Green Berets and kills them right in the chest. I mean, across the butt. He's dead. And this giant, like a 20-foot or 30-foot guy, comes in and like in 30 seconds, the Green Berets takes the giant down. They call it in. They call for a body bag, and they send out the guy. They send out the giant. Turns out that that big boy had 6 toes, 6 fingers on his hands, and weighed around 1,000 pounds, a little bit over 1,000 pounds. So he was a big boy.
I also heard he had like 2 rows of teeth.
I don't remember about that, but yeah, this boy, and had a big red beard. So yeah, this was a big boy.
A ginger, huh? A gingy.
Yes.
That means he has no soul.
A what? A bear?
No, that means he has no soul.
Oh,
Probably right.
because of gingers, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, and they carried the thing out, and the Green Berets filled the report, and they were told to change the report again, please, and they had to fill out an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, and the rest is history.
Just for the viewers listening, Marcos did send out the link to just about everyone at the exact time.
Yeah.
As I was talking.
Yeah.
Multitasking. I like it.
And I sent it through Discord, Edward, as well.
Yeah, I got it.
How could you?
Now this is what I call
gentlemen, your
multi-track drifting.
But yeah, and I mean, so there's still monsters out there? Question mark, or aliens? What do you guys think?
What if we're the monsters that we made along the journey?
Oh,
with friends?
Maybe.
I mean, big people have always been like a thing.
This was
the
like
dude
20,
that was
like a 20-footer. Not even Shaq could reach this guy's shoulders.
Well, this is also all allegedly. Right?
There was
Allegedly,
also someone who's
allegedly.
taller than Shaq.
Allegedly.
The Chinese guy, right?
Yeah.
Yao Ming?
Yao Ming, right?
Didn't he pass away?
No.
Or he
No, what?
retired? I think he
He
retired.
retired.
He retired from being tall.
Yes.
Yeah.
His joints couldn't take it
He
anymore.
was
He
like,
sat
you know what?
down.
Yeah, he just said, I'm
He
done.
sat down and then he
Get me
gave
a
his
chair.
tall energy to the rest of the world. He said, children, there's height now.
everybody grew like a centimeter.
I appreciate the
picometer.
units.
It's like, go on, be great.
Listen,
Get excited.
I am a Americano, so I only work in customary. Can you please convert that into inches?
Very small.
Well, double the
Third of
size
an
of
inch.
your...
A venti, sir.
Oh.
That's
Well,
horrible.
a centimeter is about half an inch because 1 centimeter is, I think, 2.17. Because 1 inch is about 2.17 centimeters. I didn't look that up because we don't look at facts here.
Yeah.
Quick maths.
We
quick
just
maths.
assume.
Just off the top of your head, like Senko was doing his maths.
If I'm wrong, nobody tell me because
If you're wrong, you better give up that math degree.
No.
Oh, man.
Wait, what? Oh, the police.
Oh no! They came after me.
FBI.
I'll be
They
right
found
back,
me.
guys.
Uh-oh.
Damn, this is what you guys get for talking about the Red Giant and
There you go.
aliens.
Well, it was so
I just fact checked.
Initially, that's where I thought I saw it. And I just mentioned it to you just because we were on the
cat
subject.
girls.
Uh-huh.
No,
Oh, yeah,
on
so-
I mean, I don't
aliens
know if
in
we were on
general.
cat girls. We were on aliens, and now we're on monsters. And now
No,
I'm
we
going to
were
talk
on
about
cat
the
girls. We were on
originals.
cat girls. The aliens with
I
the
don't know
cat
if you guys
girls.
have. I don't know if you guys have seen the
Cowboy
originals
Bebop.
or like vampires,
vampires,
diaries. Yeah. So I've
Nope.
always been a
Nope.
fan of stories like that, where it's just like mythological explanations.
Yeah, they're
for
coming up
things.
to someone.
Like there's of knights, gods, goddesses, blah blah blah. So the story of a giant is pretty interesting. I mean, because people always like to explain the unknown with fantastical elements.
Explain the unexplainable.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's why I listen to all those
Yo,
podcasts.
is someone eating?
yeah.
Like,
But
fee,
that was
fi,
before
fo,
the
fum.
show. The audience hasn't heard of your list. It never happened.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That was pre-show.
Where's my apple salad?
Yeah, where is it? Yeah, where is it?
Where's our apple salad?
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh. It's down in La Cocina.
You know who has salads though?
No,
Cool.
don't do it.
McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
And
don't do
I
it.
thought that fast food was like a new thing, right? But apparently it's been
My
around
boy.
since as early as Pompeii.
My
So the ornate
boy.
snack bar counter decorated with polychrome patterns and frozen by volcanic ash was partially exhumed last year by archaeologists and sent in work on the site to reveal it is in its full glory. We're talking about Pompeii, by the way. Pompeii was buried in a sea of boiling lava when the volcano on nearby Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD, killing between 2,000 and 15,000 people. However,
It's okay.
archaeologists
No pressure.
continue to make discoveries there. I can't believe it was that many people. The Thermopolian of Regio 5 or V, probably a 5, A bar in
Yeah.
Pompeii, complete with an image of Nereid riding a seahorse, had previously
Riding
been
a
partially
horse.
excavated in 2019. It now emerges in its entirety with rich decorated still life frescoes, food residues, animal bones, and victims of the eruption. The
Damn, they were in the
thermopolium-
bar.
Yeah, they were dying out in the bar. Also, the volcano was erupting, and they went to the bar. You gotta respect it.
You do. You do.
The
You kinda
thermopolium of Reggio 5 at what was
He's like, I need
a
one more
busy
drink, guys,
intersection
before I
of
go.
fast food street and alley of balconies was the Roman era equivalent of a fast food snack stall. Previously unearthed was a fresco bearing an image of a Nereid nymph riding a seahorse and gladiators in combat. In the latest stage of their work, archaeologists uncovered several still life scenes, including depictions of animals believed to have been on the menu, notably mallard ducks and also a rooster, for serving up with wine or hot beverages.
Nice.
You
I mean, I would go.
They
What
had
were
a
they-
nice little roosters market.
Are you not
they found
entertained?
out that
Yeah.
it wasn't a bar. In actuality, it was a strip club.
It was a strip club.
So the waitresses were actually
Yeah,
So they were still
strippers?
dancing
It
like
was a
while they were all
Pompeii
dying.
Hooters.
Yeah,
Is there
Damn.
anybody still on the pole?
maybe they haven't found the pole yet. They found the statue though.
They found the frescoes. That's more interesting to me.
I like the art. Yeah, art.
It's like how the art outlived the people. It's crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Food.
think that if somebody is still on the pole, she might be, or he might be my new hero,
Could've been
Boku no Hero?
because the world is dying around them, but they're still committed to entertaining the people.
They were entertained, Alan. They were entertained.
hmm
Oh, okay.
So
You know
wait,
who
don't you find
Yes.
it weird how they said that they were able to find out that they had duck on the menu and also
Yeah.
a rooster?
It was from the
Because
pictures.
of the pictures.
Yeah, from the
No,
pictures.
yeah,
found
but
like
they
a menu.
preserved for that long.
Because the ash covered the
Have you
paint,
have
the
you ever
frescoes.
seen any photos of like
Mm.
of the remains of Pompeii?
It's bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're really well preserved. The things,
Yeah,
The
items,
items, not
like,
the people.
compressed. No.
even the items, too,
items,
like
not
the,
the people.
no, even the people that got instantly mummified.
Yeah,
They
they
were
were
well
compressed.
preserved too.
Yeah, hot
Yeah.
ash just compressed them and just
Yeah.
made that cocoon. That's it.
If I remember correctly, there's one dude that's like just has his arm. I know his hand in.
Jerking it.
Yeah. Like
Wait, how do
That's
you know that?
hilarious.
What do you mean jerking? He was making oxygen.
I know
No,
the
he-
future.
he was,
You know,
he was
he was
trying to
trying to
survive.
Funnily enough, there was that one time, I think a couple of years ago, where there was supposed to be a volcano erupting in Hawaii or something.
Yo, wait,
or
they
like,
post-
or like
they
the
posted
world was
the-
about to explode.
Yes.
And then the traffic on Pornhub actually decreased to its lowest. And then once everyone found out that they were going to be fine, it rocketed all the way up.
Yo, isn't it weird that they posted the pics on Twitter?
Huh?
Who?
The pictures of the restaurant thing. They posted the pictures on Twitter.
That's nice.
What
that-
Pompeii did?
Yeah,
Pompeii
city?
ex
Pompeii
archaeologists.
has an
yeah,
official
Pompeii
Twitter.
sites.
Pompeii. Shout out to Pompeii, everyone.
Pompeii.
Yo, who's the social media manager for Pompeii?
I want to know
Yo,
the social.
I like this comment. Poor dude. All he wanted was some chicken.
Yeah. He wanted
It's
duck.
it's just too awesome sticking out.
Little duck.
Now, here's
Why
another
do-
question.
why-
Did
why do
Pompeii
you
have
think the
taco
person-
Bell at that time?
They definitely
didn't have
I,
tacos.
I,
They
I don't
didn't
think
have
they knew
tacos.
what the taco was.
They had roosters.
No, they haven't ascended yet.
Wait,
They
so
didn't- Yes.
speaking of volcanoes,
Taco Bell?
do you like guys think that we have that super volcano over there in Yellowstone, and do you guys fear it at all that it might erupt at some point?
I
I'm gonna
don't
jump in
fear
the
it.
water.
No, I don't fear it.
I'll jump into the water. He says.
I don't fear it. I know if it happens, it happens. Like
I feel like I got
cactus.
time.
If we find them, we find them.
Yeah, I mean he'll have time to go to the strip club.
Oh man,
Yeah. I'm gonna go into the local bar and be like, "Who here has duck?" And then I just like modified.
We got chicken.
Yeah, you're
no.
gonna be that one guy in this picture where his arms out, like where'd the duck at? And
Yeah,
that's
quack,
it. They're gonna find
I'll
two.
be like,
Nobody
quack,
under-
quack. Like,
Am I
just- had to
speaking
save
Chinese
time.
or something? I want chicken.
quack quack.
Nah.
We only have duck and boom.
That's really good picture of Rooster.
Of me?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Oh, going
Did
back
you
to
see
the
the
Yellowstone.
two bones just sticking up there?
Okay,
They're
going
like,
back to the Yellowstone. Yeah.
As
Right.
one does.
They said that the explosion, like most of the U.S. would be screwed by that, like almost immediately, right? Or at least like parts
Like
of it.
within minutes.
Yeah. No.
Really?
Yeah.
From
Like
what I
the
remember
minutes.
listening on Discovery Channel or whatever, like instantly, like more than half the U.S. is gone, obliterated.
Yeah, and like
Wait,
it'll be the
what
rest of the
half?
world that'd be surviving.
East
The
Coast
West
or
Coast,
West
yeah.
Coast?
Yeah,
Like in a winter fallout.
East Coast always survives. We're
Yeah,
we're
East
the
Coast,
original
East
Coast.
East Coast,
Original
East Coast.
13. Let's go.
Yeah,
Hey,
no,
you know
but
what
for
else?
the most part, yeah.
You know
The
who
West
else?
Coast is gone.
You know what else they found?
The Aztecs,
Yes, the Aztecs. Aztecs.
The
the
Aztecs.
Aztecs.
All right. The Aztecs constructed this tower out of hundreds of human skulls. Well, I did. You get to flush them out now, Marcos.
Yeah.
Researchers in Mexico City recently discovered a new section of a
Macabre.
macabre.
I'm pretty sure it's just a macabre. It's one of those weird French words that have the letters that don't matter.
Macabre, late 15th century structure. Archaeologists excavating a famed Aztec, oh my god, I thought about it again, Tower of Skulls in Mexico City have uncovered a new section featuring 119 human skulls. The find brings a total number of skulls featured in the
120.
late.
They try and find one more to make it 120.
Nope. The late 15th century structure known as, that's a word, that's a name.
Ampatil?
Huey
Iwi.
Zampatil?
Zoe.
Huey.
Iwi.
Stewie.
Implantatil.
Huey, go for
To more
Huey.
than 600 reports of Hilly Silverman for CNN.
I think that's Holly.
No, it's Hilly.
Hilly?
It's Hilly.
Hilly.
Yeah,
Where's
the O
the
is
I?
silent. The I's right there before the E.
After the L's.
Yes.
I think it was
Holly Silverman.
Tinsomplanti.
Huh?
You
Yeah,
Uy,
I think you're right.
Tinsomplanti.
Yeah, Tinsomplanti.
Where were you 2 minutes ago?
I was trying to pronounce it in my head.
You think about Hilly though first.
It's Uy.
Uy,
We're,
Uy.
listen,
Uy,
we're on Hilly
Tinsomplanti.
right now.
where was Holly?
Oh yeah, plot device.
Yes. The tower first discovered 5 years ago by archaeologists with Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology and History. Anna. Oh no. You could say the I is silent and say nah.
I know.
I know. Is believed to be one of 7 that once stood in the Aztec capital of, okay, I can never pronounce that.
Tenochtitlan.
Tecnochita.
Yeah.
Tenochtitlan.
Yeah, Tenochtitlan.
That one's easier.
Tenochtitlan.
Tenochtitlan.
Yeah, but I can never pronounce that.
Tenochtitlan.
Tenochtitlan. It has the accent for a reason because it's Spanishized.
It's Spanish-sized.
Spanish.
It's located near the ruins of Templo Mayor.
Sure.
Mayor.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not
Mayor. No. We gotta
It's
say
Mayor.
Mayor.
Mayo.
Templo
It's
Mayor.
Mayo.
Templo
It's-
Mayor.
It's near the ruins of Templo Mayor.
Templo Mayor.
A 14th and 15th. Wait, how is it 14? Oh, never mind. 14th and 15th century religious center dedicated to the war god. Okay. These names. And the rain god.
Kults.
Huitzilopotli.
There you go. Yeah.
Huitzilopotli.
I can't tell there's an
Don't
L
say it like that.
Huitzilopotli.
There you go. That one.
So the Aztec mythos is actually very interesting. I'm pretty sure they're all like related and like they're in like a constant battle like against each other.
And the rain
Yeah.
god Dialog.
Yeah.
And the rain god Dialog.
Man,
Ay,
we
yeah,
really
yeah.
did it to you with these names and all these how to pronounce words, like
Yeah, like
Aztecs.
Hilly. You got caught up with Hilly
By
when
Hilly,
there was
yeah.
worse. When there was worse later on.
Yes.
Lots of hard
This-
words there.
Listen. Hilly is amazing.
Aztecs, Hilly.
Okay, wait.
Look, as gruesome as this tower is, the way that they line them up,
Gruesome.
pretty artistic.
Oh, have you guys ever seen the Aztec death whistle?
Yeah, the one with the neck part, I think it
What?
was. Or what?
No,
with the
it's like
Oh,
made
with
of
the
like
skull?
a skull, and it sounds like people screaming.
Yeah,
And like when the Aztecs would ride into battle, all of them would have these, so it just sounded like a horde of people screaming, like going
psychological
like
psychological
running
warfare.
Yo, wait, but don't these skulls look almost like trophies for them?
They do. I was going to say that they do. They
yeah,
look like
because you see the
trophies.
picture here, and they're put up on like rows almost, and it's like, oh yeah, these are the many people we've killed.
That's what I said. As gruesome as this is, it is artistically pleasing.
Yes,
See
not
the
Is it
like a bunch of
geometrical?
skulls.
It's geometrical.
That has some pattern into
Symmetry.
it. It does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's not noticeable, but it's there.
But you,
cool.
you
I
think
mean,
that
if
was
they
done
didn't want
like
to, if they didn't want
sacrificially
to
or what?
have their skulls
chances
turned
are,
into
yes.
art, they shouldn't have lost.
Probably.
Well, I mean, if you look at just the real pictures, then yeah, you would think so. But then there's a picture that they found, and it looks almost like trophies.
Trophy system online.
The reason I say it looks more like a sacrificial type of situation more than like trophies, just because I think on the left top corner, you see like two individuals that could be either people in some sort of drab or like two
Are you talking about the illustrated one?
gods. Yeah, the illustrated one. Or,
Yeah, I
two
was just thinking
gods.
they look like the two gods that we
They
mentioned.
look like the two gods that we talked about. Yeah.
Right.
They got a
War
board
gods
and they got a
Only
brain.
two gods.
So
Yeah,
that's probably what it is, like some sort of sacrificial. Because from what I know, Aztec culture, more than just killing, they did a lot of sacrificial.
They did a lot of
Killing.
God fearing.
Right. And I don't know if this. I don't think this is more. I don't think this is artsy fartsy, I guess you can call it.
Us as the viewer see it as artsy most likely, but
Yeah.
for them it was some serious.
Oh, I'm not
stuff.
saying it's artsy fartsy. I'm just saying it is as gruesome as it is. It does look nice to look at.
No,
Oh,
it's
no,
also
definitely.
because I believe, according to Aztec mythos, the world was destroyed like 3 different times.
Damn.
That was the Mayans, not the Aztecs.
No, I'm pretty sure it was the Aztecs with Quetzalcoatl and.
but we ain't
everyone
gonna
else.
fact check that because we don't fact check here.
Yeah, we don't fact check here. We just say things. We say things with our chest.
With your chest.
Duly noted, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I put a question mark at the end of the last statement. Nah, according to Aztec mythos, the world was destroyed 3 times, and that's fact on period.
But yeah.
I respectfully disagree, but sure, why not?
Yeah. But okay. So after all that, after reading all those things, right? And I was talking to Jose about this earlier today. I had
Wait, we
just
did?
had to put my shower thought towards the end of the
yeah.
show notes. And
Were
number
you in the
12,
shower?
I was waking up technically and took a shower right after that and continued my process of thinking once I got out of the shower
So this
yesterday.
is a wet. So instead of a shower thought, this is a wet Marcos thought.
A
let's-
drowsy, showered up,
Yeah.
YouTube binging Marcos, yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sounds
So
like you needed
Wet
a
and
whip.
pensive, as I like to say.
Yes. So who wants to do the reading? Myself,
I think.
of course.
I mean, yeah. This is
It's
a
your
wet Marcos thought trademark.
Yes.
That's a what thought?
And he starts out with the
Giggity.
yeah.
Number 12.
Per each
All
bag.
these squares make a circle. An interdimensional circle? Keeping the Dunning-Kruger effect in consideration. Big grain of salt, in other words. What's the definition of the Dunning-Kruger? A cognitive bias whereby people with limited knowledge or competence in a given intellectual or social domain greatly overestimate their knowledge or competence in that domain relative to objective criteria or the performance of their peers or of people in general. So
So
meaning,
Congress.
So take this.
So podcasts.
So take this thought that I'm going to give out with a big, huge, humongous, Earth-sized grain of salt. This is all off the top of my off the wall, right? This is my off the wall theory. Imagine yourself. What if we are not alone? Let's just say by other humans right now. But this group of people has control over a specific technology that they find commonplace, but for us is impossible. You know, that ability to appear in impossible places, in other words, fill themselves into small spaces around the corner, beyond curtains, to the side of your eye that you always say you're looking at someone on the side of your vision. For them, 3D manipulation is irrelevant, and us plebeians over here as a civilization just can't stop searching, aka ghost hunting and all those things. My evidence, remember when Neil deGrasse Tyson said the paper scene, the papers on a desk explanation, or in the movie terms, Monsters Inc. with their doors that open to closets, and for anime enthusiasts, Gate. And my inspiration for all this, while I was waking up like around 6 a.m, was the top 20 scariest videos of the year for 2020. And then right after that, I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson. We might be living in higher dimensions, but our brains can't tell yet. Yes, I literally had that back to back. I was like, oh my God.
So these are the gnomes that steal one of my pair of socks every single time that I do laundry?
Basically.
So what I'm getting at is, why do you wake up so early?
I didn't go to sleep.
Oh.
Well, see, Richie, some of us work in the morning and we have to wake up at
the morning is just a transdimensional concept that doesn't exist.
No, morning is before the sun rises.
Morning.
You're like, why am I going to sleep so late?
Simply an inobservable fifth dimension that does not exist.
Fifth dimension. What's the fourth one?
Time.
What's the third one?
So would morning not be a part of the fourth dimension of time? Because time is what we're referring to when we talk about morning.
No, because it only exists when
we're speaking
not
with
awake.
Their chest right now.
What?
We're speaking with their chest right now.
Yeah, exactly. So you're saying, Mister, I'm immune to COVID, that morning isn't a time. It's a whole separate thing.
Yes, it's a whole separate dimension.
You're like, I don't need that in my life. But yeah, no, what I'm trying to say.
Wait, so you're saying the fifth dimension is how relative it is to you?
Unfortunately, yes.
Don't give him leads. Let him get a hole that he wasn't ready for.
Marcos was awake really early.
What?
Now, I was working out before that because I couldn't sleep, so I was like
working out.
I went to the bathroom and then woke up.
You were working out in the bathroom?
Wait, hold on. There's an even more important question. How much you lift, bro?
My last time that I bench pressed was 250 pounds.
Yo,
oh damn, you can both bench press too.
What that meant.
Oh. No, my goal was 300, but I didn't make it.
Yo, those sound like big numbers.
Oh man, you can bench press one of me.
Wait, you're 300 pounds?
No, I'm like 250.
What? Really?
Yeah.
This was back when I weighed 230 pounds. I could bench 250.
Oh, yeah, and you can basically bench press two of me.
Right, Josue was in that journey with me, right, Josue? When I was back in the day before COVID and before my surgery.
Oh yeah, but that was like a year ago.
Yeah, I'm glad your surgery went well and that you could see again.
Yeah.
But everything that happened outside of this podcast doesn't exist. Hold on, guys.
But yeah, no, I was like, okay, let's hold.
What are we holding on to?
Yeah, what are we holding on to?
I've never let go.
Oh, okay.
What were you holding in the first place?
The
My
holding
seat.
were the real friends we made along the way.
But my friends are dead.
No, but yeah.
So wait. So like back to
reality.
No,
shower
thoughts.
Damn it.
Back to number 12. So
Copyrighted.
Back to your
We're
shower
on
thoughts
number
thing.
12?
So my inspiration for this statement was because I was watching the top 20 videos of 2020. There were a lot of live streams, right?
No,
A lot.
you're watching the top 20 scariest videos of 2020.
videos of
In
2020.
2020
Yeah.
at like 3 or 4 in the
So
morning. I was like,
VTubers.
no, there were TikTokers, there were Snapchatters,
Oh, no.
there were all that. There were Twitchers, Twitchies.
Wait,
Yeah, streamers.
before you go in, explain the paper and desk explanation.
Well, the way that he said, that Mr. Tyson said, imagine you have a bunch of papers on the table side by side, right?
Mhm.
And there's no more physical space on the table. What do you do? If you want to add more, you
You
stack
drop
Put
the
them
one on
up.
desk.
top.
You stack them up, or you get a paper organizer and you stack them higher. For an ant, which I feel he cannot prove or deny that ant can tell that those papers are going into the paper stacker. Anyways, that's just a mute point. But this is my thought. The ant would say, "Where are you gonna put more papers?" And it's like, on the paper stacker. Check this out. The paper's disappearing. And for him, he assumes that us people wouldn't be able to understand a fifth dimensional being able to, let's say, the Monster
What are you talking
Inc.
about? Richard
situation. The fifth, because the fourth dimension is time. Unfortunately, there's a 3D world, and then the fourth dimension is time, because we have to talk in a 4D way. Whenever we're talking about coordinates, we have to talk about time as well. And for this guy, let's say if it's another alien, let's say a cat girl, let's say for my personal pleasures, he or she can open a closet door and it's another world. Or Dimension W. Have you guys seen Dimension W?
No, what's that?
You mean
Yeah.
Wombo?
The anime.
yes.
Oh, no, what's that?
Yeah, like that. Like
Oh.
the civilization pulls out power from another dimension called Dimension W, but there's a crack in one of those reactors, and the whole technology that ran off their power just like freezes in an island that there's called like a Chernobyl, and there's shenanigans that ensue in there. But that's another way that I feel like. Or have you guys seen Gate?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh damn it! Have you seen Gate, Ed?
Define Gate. There's so many
The anime Gate, the one with the military one.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, that's the example that like a whole new world right after the door. That's what they're trying to say, that there's no more room beyond this closet, but why not use the other dimension within that closet? Why? Or how? Or do it. Let's see, prove it. And they're like, they just start disappearing whatever you do, but you don't know where it goes, but it technically is there.
It sounds like the Matrix and the Keymaker, where he opens up
yes.
the doors.
Yes. And the thing for the ghost sightings or shadows and all those things is that there's specifically one that the guy's streaming. He literally just moved into the video. It's a Spanish guy, Colombian guy, or Ecuadorian. And he's streaming to his friends like, oh, I moved into my new apartment and all those things. Got it dirt cheap. Or he was, saying he got it dirt cheap. And he's showing that he finished putting in his stuff. Literally behind him, a closet, like a clothing closet. You see like a quarter and eighth of a face literally sneak out of a closet, and between a closet and a wall, and like strands of hair, what I think is hair. And then in their stream, like, there's someone with you? No, I'm in the apartment alone. And they're like, and he goes and literally he sees the stream and he sees the face disappear as the guy turns around. He runs to the closet to show that there's nothing there. The whole thing is freaking heavy, and not even his fist can fit in between the wall and the closet. Salutations, Marcos here. This is a message to all the listeners out there. There are links in the show notes for our Twitter, email, and even show notes. Any questions or ideas for the podcast can be sent via these links. Now, back to our regularly scheduled podcast. So my theory is the fifth dimension. And my theory as well is that it could be just humans, hopefully cat girls, but humans that are just scared, I guess, of us regular plebeian humans.
Okay, but
They
my
have
whole
bigger
thing,
brain.
right? Is this though? Like, if we're just talking about ghosts, right? There are
I
also
think they're
like
ghosts.
there are also like sightings of like ghost cats and like ghost animals. Correct?
Yes, there has been.
Why are there no ghost sightings of dinosaurs?
There has been saber-tooth sightings in Seattle.
I didn't say saber-tooth. I said dinosaurs.
Yeah, but close enough, right? Saber-tooth?
I mean, a saber-tooth and
They
a
could be
dinosaur are very
confused with
different.
a cat.
No, this lady was going on a trail walk with her dogs. Literally, the dogs reacted as well to and herself to a freaking saber-tooth laying on some trees, like, you know, chilling like a lion. But she saw the freaking fangs, and half of his body was missing. And then as she got closer, the whole thing just faded away, like a memory.
Wait, so Marcos, back to the dinosaur thing. That's an interesting like.
No, that
point
was
of
Ed.
view.
Ed said it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ed. I think that's a really valid point. From what I was I guess not researching, but seeing on some YouTube channels, it's been said that the Smithsonian has been trying to, in some way, shape, or form, like dilute or manipulate fossil records and stuff. And a lot of their I guess you can say their portfolio of dinosaur remains are locked up in a vault downstairs in their basement. Whether it's true or not, I'm not sure, but I mean that
But
I
we
think
don't
that's
check
valid.
facts here, so it's fine.
No,
It's
absolutely.
okay. That's what. Yeah, it's
We
fine.
don't.
Yeah, your statement's okay. You're in a safe space.
No, but I think that's something that I guess we can also look into or we can surmise that maybe there's like maybe underhanded situations, whether it be
Human
like
politics, right?
institutions or
Oh, okay.
governments that want to either hide or not divulge certain information about certain beings or something of that nature.
The thing with the giants, like you said.
Yeah, that could be one of them, right? Whether you believe it or not. I mean, not to get Alex Jones on you or anything like that, but I mean,
Aliens.
Aliens.
That's okay. No. I'm sorry for interrupting.
no, you're good.
But yeah, no. That was my thought as I was, you know, post stretch workout and then a shower. I was like, I should write this down.
I mean, has anybody here seen a ghost before?
Yes.
All right, we got one.
It was the Mexican 4th of July in 2005.
What?
Is the Mexican 4th of July different than 4th of July?
It's on the 5th.
September 15th.
Why
that's
didn't he
not
say
the 4th of
Independence
July.
Day? He said the 4th of
Independence
July.
Day.
Yeah,
Is
but
the 4th of July different in Mexico than it is everywhere else?
That was the
Yes,
Mexican version.
it's on
of
the 15th.
Yes, of September.
Wait, you're telling me the
that's
4th
an
of July?
Independence Day.
Yeah.
That's an Independence
But
Day.
you know what I'm
It's
trying
not
to
the
say.
4th of July.
The holiday.
It's
the
on the
holiday
5th.
thing. Oh, the holiday thing.
No, yeah,
Like
we
the-
call it Independence Day.
Yeah,
the
I just-
equivalence,
The
the
equivalence.
equivalence of one to the
But
other.
because they throw a lot of fireworks and all those things. I was in Atlixco, and I was going with my aunt, my uncle, who was, you know, rip in peace, and my brother, my middle brother, and we were walking down the street with no 6'4s, heading towards the party, you know, the fireworks event. It was like around 11:30, and we went down the street, and there was an abandoned movie theater across the street from an elementary school, and we know the legend of the weeping widow, of the weeping lady, right?
La Llorona.
Llorona.
Yeah.
La Llorona.
I have an
That's
entire
copyright.
theory about that. I have an entire theory about that, so more to come on that later. But we went down the street, right? And then like half a block up, like I felt a tingle on the base of my spine, all the way up to the back of my neck. Like my hair stood up all the way up there. From the base of my spine, like something hit me with lightning. Like I never felt that before. And why did everything go quiet? Like there's a predator around. That's my only idea that came around to my head. And I was like in the middle of the street walking down. My uncle was closest to the school, and my brother was to my left, closest to me. And we're walking down, and everyone's quiet, still walking. And this was back when I saw with both eyes, right? I glance. Because technically I'm legally blind right now. I can't see from my left eye and I have partial vision on my right eye. But this was when they still had vision on both eyes. And I had on my right side, the theory about seeing things with the corner of your eye. I just felt a huge cold on that side, like super cold and quiet. And I see on the other side, on the side of the street of the closed movie theater, a lady in white. Imagine the girl of the Grudge, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because of our understanding of mythology or folklore of Mexico, we didn't even think about it being a mentally damaged person that probably needed help because there was nobody else around there, and it's Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we were local, so getting mugged wasn't out of our heads. But we were a four person group, and she was alone. We're like, now with hindsight in mind, like we're either gonna get jumped or she's a mentally handicapped lady, and we could have helped her. Yes, but because of our mythology or folklore we're like, we're not gonna mind. We're gonna mind our business. Keep looking forward. Keep walking straight. My aunt, like a block later, is like, oh, did you guys see that? Like, yes. Let's keep going to the fireworks. Okay. We went to the fireworks. Came back the same way she was gone. Right. But I think it was a ghost sighting. But nowadays, I also think it could have been a lady with a mental disability. Or a trap,
or she could have had cat ears and you miss your one chance.
I missed my cat girl opportunity.
Yeah,
or a ghost girl. Don't forget about the ghost girls.
Wait, what?
Well, you know.
But yeah, I'm just being, ironic here. I'm trying to meme about cat girls.
That's a lie.
That's a license.
That's a license.
What about you guys? Any ghost stories?
Oh
No, not
yeah.
really.
When I was younger, I was at a sleepover at my cousin's house, and we just finished watching the movie The Blair Witch, which I thought was very boring. So I decided to do what a kid would do, and I just looked outside the window, and I saw this like blurry figure walking up to my cousin's house, and then it approaches the mailbox, and it's weird because like all her movements have this like blur of effect on them. It's like she's
kind of thing.
It's like she's the only thing that like can't be in focus, even though I'm staring at her with my eyes.
And this was a she. You were able to tell it was a she.
Well, she was wearing. Well, it was wearing a white gown, so I assumed it wasn't a dude.
Okay,
I might be prejudiced. Oh, who knows?
But I didn't know that.
It could have been a cross-dresser. You never know.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, I don't want to assume gender. You're right. So they approached the mailbox, and then they ended up turning around, looking straight at me, waved. I ducked down because I was a frightened little boy. Then I popped up again like a small gopher, and then it wasn't there. So then I got very scared and ran into bed and started crying.
Oh.
It never came back. I've never seen it again, but that's my one and only experience with the supernatural.
He's like, but if I do, I'm gonna beat his ass.
See, that's my whole things with ghosts, right? Is that I don't like ghosts because I can't hit them. I don't know what to do.
So,
You
quick
hit them
question:
with
has
iron.
anybody had like sleep paralysis before?
Oh,
Yes.
all the time.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
All the time. Oh,
Wait,
All
all
the
the
time.
time. What?
There was
that's crazy.
2 years back, I had sleep paralysis almost every other day during the summer. And during the day sometimes too.
Weren't you just very tired?
It kind of like that. It was because I had a really bad sleep schedule all the time. So I would stay up late. And that would happen, when I would stay up way more than I should have, I would still have a lot of like mental activity. So I'd still keep thinking, but my body would be tired. So my body would start shutting down before my mind. So I'd still be awake, but like I wouldn't be able to move or anything like that. And it was the most annoying thing because I experienced that whole like sleep paralysis ghost thing when I first
The ghost
experienced
sitting
sleep
on your
paralysis.
chest.
But I experienced sleep paralysis so often that it just became like, oh, I gotta force myself awake now. And I have the ability now to talk while I'm experiencing sleep paralysis. So me and my brother share a room. A lot of times.
You have a brother?
I have a brother. Yeah, a lot of times.
Oh,
he can vouch for me.
What's his name?
I like mumble. His name is Richard's brother. I
Okay.
mumble in my sleeps to
Wait,
get him
who's
to wake
Richard?
me up. So Richard is Michael's friend.
Well, who's Michael?
Who's Michael?
Michael is podcast
Marco's
participant number 40.
Marco's friend.
Who's number 39 then?
Yeah.
Josue.
And who's
38.
Joshua?
Who's 38? Marcos.
I feel like we're going down a path here.
Yo,
Richie,
we're going down a journey, guys.
Yeah, the wrong rabbit hole.
All right, Richie. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, so that's like my experience with sleep paralysis. I've always had that feeling like it feels like if I fall asleep, something bad will happen. But I can't quite stay awake.
But now you have the ability you said.
Now I have the abilities to
figures.
force myself. Yeah, I used to see figures, but like now I have the ability like, oh, it's happening again. Let me just wake myself up.
So ultra instinct, and you get out of it, right?
Can you describe these figures?
They look like what would be the best description? Imagine like the Pokemon Muck, but with teeth and like glowy eyes.
I've only ever had sleep paralysis once, and I woke up, paralyzed, as you know,
As you do.
implies, yeah. And then I looked at the corner of the living room because I was sleeping on the couch at the time, and then I was like, "Oh snap! Like, I'm paralyzed. I can't move. Sleep paralysis. I guess I'm supposed to experience some sort of hallucination." And I looked to the corner, and I'm just like, "Is that a dude?" I was like, "That's totally a dude." And then it comes running at me, and then tries to stab me. But then I hit it with an Uno reverse card, and then I kill it, and then I stop being paralyzed.
Don't sleep on the Uno reverse. Don't sleep on that Uno reverse card.
Yeah,
I thought he's gonna be like, then I summoned Exodia from out of nowhere. And
I got 5 cards out the pocket.
I didn't summon Exodia. I did a reversal where I stopped being paralyzed just in time to hit it, and then it disappeared. And I was just like, "Ha! I gotcha."
The weapon is like if you use the reverse card, and then you became
then I became the hallucination, and then he became the real person. Yeah,
and then hit you.
That's what happened.
Wait, so
we switched bodies. I'm actually the hallucination.
A Freaky Friday much, right?
Yeah. But yeah, that was my one experience with sleep paralysis. I saw that it was a hallucination, and it tried to murder me, which I think was rude.
Right, very rude. Very rude.
Talk about it.
Yeah. No, so have you gained the ability also to like force yourself out of it, or do you talk? Because I remember right now, Richard said he has the ability also to now mumble or talk or something like that.
Well, yeah, Richie
I can talk. Well,
Richie has gained many abilities throughout the years,
like making oxygen,
apparently. Like also being immune to COVID.
Right,
of course.
No, but I've only ever had it once, and that's the one and only time that's ever happened.
Is that all you need?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying for it to happen again, but I'll be prepared. As long as they don't hit me with a double team, I should be fine.
So you whip out 2 reverse cards.
Yeah.
Should be good.
Exodia, of course.
Like, okay, so the thing that tried to stab me, it had a knife. But if like I have sleep paralysis again, and then it pulls out a gun, it might be quiet for me because I'm paralyzed. I can't really dodge.
You can't dodge a bullet if you can't move.
Yeah, like I can like figure out how to deal with a knife. It has to be close and personal. But if it's just like in the corner, it's just like bang bang, I'll be like,
Freddy versus Jason in your room.
Fan man, how come you didn't talk about your ghost experiences when Marcos asked if anyone's experienced a ghost?
No.
Are you, Fan man? Are you holding out on the content for the podcast?
Yeah.
Speak with each other.
Yeah. I love it, man.
Well, the 2 most prominent ones.
Yes.
You have more than 2.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of ghost stories that either I've experienced or like someone has told me that they've experienced that it's like been in close proximity.
So for now, first person, please.
Well, okay. So they're both first person, but I was too young to remember. So it's like a third person, first person kind of story.
Okay.
All right.
That's a fourth person story.
He's breaking the 4th wall.
Yeah. All right. So let's go with the first one. The first one had to do when I was a little baby. It was at the time when my mother and father were still, like together for the whole thing with my father's situation that we don't need to go into. Anyway.
Pack of cigarettes, I see.
Sure. Let's go with that. It's a little less hurtful for what he did. Okay. Anyway,
the mood in the room just got real heavy.
All right, so we were apparently driving back home from like I don't know where, like probably my grandma's house or just something. I'm not too sure. And we were like on this long road that I'm sure a lot of the guys who are like here in this room probably knows, like from the town where we all live or have grown up, going to like
safe.
Going to a town like about 40 minutes from here. It's like this long stretch of road next to a giant lake and everything.
Cantico Dam, yeah?
Yeah, I was trying not to do names just in case. I don't know.
That's okay. It
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
People like getting stalked here, like Marcos.
Yo, there's a doppelganger around here for me. He's either looking for me or I'm looking for him.
No, I moved away, so it's fine.
Okay.
I moved away, he said.
All right. So anyway, so we're driving along the Kensico Dam and we get to like this area where, you know, like that giant sign of the eagle.
Eagle. Yes.
Yeah. So if you can either go straight or you make that left. That one night, it was my father who was driving. My mom was in the passenger seat. I was in the back seat. I was like probably 1 year old, maybe younger.
Like a good baby.
Yeah. Sleeping, you know, it was like middle of the night, like probably close to 1 a.m. So they get up to the Eagle part on that road and they make that left. And when you make that left, you go like across this, like, it's like a little bridge, but it goes over like dirt. So it's just like, it's kind of unnecessary, but it's still a bridge. And it goes straight into this little like quiet village. And at the time there was like no one awake because it's a very small village and there's like barely anyone around. When along the way, there's like this semi-old man like walking up, like away from the town going towards this eagle. No, sorry. I have it backwards. Walking from the eagle going down into town. For some reason, like my father decides to like pull over to pick the man up.
Oh no.
But my mom is like, she's having like these second thoughts of like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. But he still does it anyway. So he pulls over, rolls the window down and asks the man, "Hey, do you need a ride? It's kind of late." And the man says, "Why, yes, I just live right over there. If you wouldn't mind taking me there, I thank you kindly." So the old man gets in the car. Turns out that they notice that the man is actually blind.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. So they saw him walking without like a walking stick or anything, like showing like, you know, like usually a blind person would have, or a guard dog or nothing. He was just like walking. And so the man says, "Just drive down there. It's like about 2 streets over and then make a right." And so then like they start driving down that road, following the exact directions he tells them. They make that right and they start going down the road for like a block over when he says, "You can stop right there. I'll get out over here because my house is just right over there." And so the man gets out of the car and he thanks my parents and then he starts walking away and disappears into like the darkness. And so both of my parents just had like this really like chilly feel like just run down their spine. And then my father turns to my mother and he says, "That man says that he lives over there. Over there is the cemetery." My mom goes, "No, that can't be. There's no cemetery there." It's late at night, by the way. And there's like no streetlights in this area, so they couldn't even see anything.
Your dad knew where he was.
Yeah, I think he like visited the area before, so he kind of knew the area. And he was saying like, "Over there's the cemetery, and I can prove it to you in the morning." So we drove back home. Next morning, my dad takes my mom to the cemetery, to the place where they dropped off the man. And when they get there, what they discovered was a cemetery. The road ends like a dead end, and past it was a cemetery. No road goes nowhere. It was just cemetery. And that was it.
Creepy.
Yeah, but the story doesn't end there.
Oh.
So as it turns out, years and years later, I was now like probably older enough
20.
to remember things. This is like around the time when my sister was with her, at the time, boyfriend, now husband. We were driving back to the town that we live in now from some, I think it was also some kind of other party or something. Also late at night, around 1 a.m., maybe 2. As we're driving, we go past the little village again. And we're driving in the opposite direction that my parents drove that night many, many years ago. As we're driving up, we see on that same bridge, almost in the exact same place, that old man walking, but this time in the opposite direction.
So the direction you were going.
Yes.
Okay.
This time, we didn't like stop to like help him out or anything, because we pretty much just got this weird feeling of just like maybe we shouldn't approach him again. But from what my mom said, because she was there, she said that was the same old man looking the exact same, walking the exact same way. And it had been like over 10, maybe close to 15 years since she'd seen him.
And this,
Yep.
I got chills.
Yeah.
Thing is, this is very near.
Yeah, I could probably tell. Actually, oh my god, no. Actually, I should tell this really creepy one.
First person?
Yeah, this one's a first person. Because I do have a third person. It's also as creepy on that same road in a different location, but this one's also good.
FPS man.
So this one, I was a kid. I was like maybe 7 or 8. And I was in Colombia visiting my grandparents at the time. It was myself and my sister, who was like 13 years older than me. So she was like in her late teens, in high school probably, or starting college, somewhere around that time. And it was one summer. We decided to like go visit my grandparents for like the full 3 months. Well, the full 2 months, my bad. And at that time, I didn't know Spanish, but over that summer, I learned Spanish. But that's not important. In that house that my grandparents lived in, there was always this feeling of just like something was just off about there. Like, you just had like this feeling like in this house, like there was like other people living there. But
like it was crowded?
Kind of, or just like people who shouldn't be there were like there. So like you can like think like ghosts that were like inhabiting the house. And it was always like during the day when it's like bright and sunny out, we'd be okay to like walk the house and go towards the back where like the patio is and everything, like out in the back. Some context. The house that we lived in is like a 2-story house, but in Colombia, all the houses are like literally like attached right next to each other. So it's like they're like apartments that go across, not up. And so the house that my grandparents lived in, like, it stretches like back. So it's not like a regular house that people would picture. It's like an apartment, but it's still like a house. It's weird to like kind of look these things up to like get a full picture of what I'm talking about. But so anyway, so it was like it's like a full hallway, and inside of it, you just have rooms that connect to it and a kitchen. And most of the time during the day, we'd be okay with going into the back, like towards like the back of the house and out into the little patio area that we had. But sometimes we'd be a little like weirded out to like go towards the back. Never knew why. And in that house, there were a couple of paintings. And one of the paintings in the back of the hallway was a picture of a small little girl. It was like it was a painting, probably watercolor. She had blonde hair, and I think wearing like maybe a white dress or something.
Why is it always with the white dresses?
I don't know, but she wore some kind of dress. Might have been white, might have not. I can't remember that part. But the one thing I can always remember was her face. She would always had this face of like that she was sad, like something like just like her life was just like was just not going her way. Like she was just always sad, just like never happy. And that picture always creeps me out. And the thing was, like every time at night, when it came to nighttime, my sister and I would just like never leave the room. We would like either, if one of us had to like go out and go to the bathroom, which was on the opposite side of the hallway, like down the house, we'd go together because we were afraid to go by ourselves. Because we just always felt like someone was watching us, or just someone was there, or just even a few people. And so there was this one time, I remember I was just like lying in bed. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm getting my years confused about these events. So I was just giving some context of like this house. But like years later, when I went to go visit, it was when my grandfather, before like the month before he passed away, when I was visiting him with my family. There was this one point early on when I was there. This was still like even years later, even though I was like older, I was still scared to walk around that house. My mom was scared of
man, and you were scared.
Yeah. Like my mom was scared of walking around that house. Everyone, no matter who visited, was always scared to walk around that house at night when the lights were off.
Not even strapped.
Not even strapped. And so this one time when I was there, I remember going to bed and falling asleep. And it was like this dream. It was basically this dream I had where for some reason I found myself in the hallway in that house. And I started hearing crying of a little girl, like in tears, like she was sad about something. And as I walked a little bit more, it was the girl from the painting standing in front of me with tears. The first thing that came to my mind was not to ask her what's wrong or anything. It was to get out of there. Just like turn back around and run.
You don't got time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
nobody got time for that.
Yeah, but ever since the passing of my grandpa, the house has gotten like a lot more calm.
Are you trying to say that who's brought that painting?
I don't know. I think it might have been my grandma.
Maybe it was a painting of your grandpa's mistress.
No.
Wait, a little girl?
Yeah.
Back in time,
I said little girl. I said little girl from the beginning. Richard,
come on.
Yeah. It could be like a childhood drawing of your grandpa's mistress, and your grandma didn't know until later, and the mistress didn't know.
No,
in death, the mistress took the form of the painting of her when she was younger.
Yeah,
because there was a misidentity there.
I think it was my mom said it was my grandma who bought that painting. But ever since my grandpa passed away and we like held a funeral and everything, that house, ever since after that, the house just felt a lot more calmer. Like this idea like that, we think that like my grandpa now, like after passing away, is just like protecting the house and making sure that everything, is calm and that there's nothing bad in there anymore.
So you never felt at home back in the day before your grandparent passed away?
Yeah, it was always there's just like this weird feeling that like this wasn't a house. It was just a place with a bed that maybe you could at least
That's a house.
Sleep. Well, I mean, any place you can bring a bed outside, you can bring a bed and sleep on it. Is that considered a house?
I mean, Minecraft, right? No. Sorry, yeah. No, you're right.
It's like a hotel's a place with a bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just felt like
it felt crowded allegedly.
Like either crowded or just like someone was just constantly there, just like watching us.
Back in the day, did you have headphones? Did you try sleeping with headphones?
Never had headphones. Too poor for that. I wish I was kidding.
Oh damn! Like earplug something, so you don't like with a face mask and all those things, so that you don't hear this.
No, but we were always scared of hearing things. Like I remember, like sometimes my sister and I would just like be like in that room, like trying to go to sleep, hoping we wouldn't hear something.
Wait, would you hear anything?
To be honest, I don't know.
You've repressed the memories, huh?
There is a possibility.
I feel like we need to lay down Mike eventually in one day and ask questions and take notes.
So I just want to tell this one other quick one. I'll try to make it quicker. So this one, it's on the same road by the Kensico Dam. And this one happened to my uncle. Also when I was like a little kid. But I wasn't in the car with him. So my uncle was driving back. Again, I don't know from where, but he was driving back home. And he got to the area where the big lake is. And it was late at night.
Yeah.
And I think from my mom said it was like around October, or it might have been sometime in the summer. I don't know the exact details on that. Late at night, no other cars around, and for those of you who've been by the Kensico Dam Road, that interstate, there's almost like no headlights there, so it's just darkness.
Where that little bridge is to go to, what was the name of that town that starts with an A? Armonk.
Bro.
That bridge over there?
Yeah, it's like the one that's like goes over the giant lake.
Yeah, and it starts like a forest just starts again.
Yeah. So like it was around that area. My uncle was driving and he got to the bridge. When he got to the bridge, he didn't say a person, he saw a figure standing in the middle of the road with a hat and a cape.
A hat man.
Yeah. And as he was driving, he was getting closer and closer to the figure, like wondering who the heck that was, but like also trying to make sure he wouldn't like, hit the person in case it was a person. When as he got close, he saw the figure just like leap up into the air. And he was like, what the heck? And he kept driving, but he tried to look around to see where that person was. Because he didn't see the person like dodge left to the right. He went up. And then as he drove, he got like past the bridge, like back into the forest. And he looked in his rearview mirror, and he says that he saw the figure there again, standing in the middle of the road, but this time staring back at him.
Ow! The creepy thing is that my mom goes to work that way, and she know what happens to her when she goes over there. She like gets hypnotized. She like all of a sudden by the gas station by the red light on White Plains side. Or she's suddenly on the red light on the other side on Armonk. She's like, how did it get over here?
I think maybe there's something on that route.
Like she falls asleep like once you know how going to Armonk you turn, either go up the highway or go left into even deeper woods. She has to go into the deeper woods area. And she wakes up, she's like, okay, the red light I guess wakes her up. And then when she goes back towards where the gas station is in North White Plains, the red light wakes her up, or the green light.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. I've been in that road multiple times, and all I get is bad reception.
Likewise.
I'll be honest.
All I get.
I tried ghost hunting for these when Family told me the story. Nothing happened.
I mean, I also tried ghost hunting for these as well when I heard a fan man story and nothing happened.
Wait, you guys knew about this?
Yeah.
But guys,
I told them the story.
I checked my pockets and I found a ghost eraser. I think it's the time.
Oh, weird, because I found a ghost USB.
I found a couple of Z's on the way back.
But yeah, no, my mom, like, she loses, like not consciousness. She's still driving. And
she just loses track of time or something.
Yeah,
or like she goes on autopilot.
She tries to like, okay, I'm going to be awake. I'm on the red. What happened?
Oh, it's the opposite for me. I feel like it's a very long road.
It is a very long road. So what about you, Alan and Josue? Any Geist stories?
Poltergeist? No,
Geist.
just like, oh, Poltergeist. No, not really. Maybe just like the sleep paralysis. I guess the stories kind of remind me of this like app that was coming out or came out that you basically track something and it gives you like 3 choices or something like that, and like a place, a person, or a thing, and then you go to that location and some weird stuff start happening. Forgot what the name of the app was.
Is that Poltergeist?
No. I know what he's saying. Like, oh, you either choose a color, an item. It's like choose your own adventure.
Yeah, something like that. And it's been getting popular, and people have been finding like dead bodies.
Yeah.
Or they like get trapped in like a alternate dimension or of some sort.
They just casually get trapped in an alternate dimension.
Yeah, and they just like, get, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? They get isekai'd to a certain degree, and then they come back. Right. Little truck-hoon, the little truck that could. And then they come back and they have like some weird ass stories, and they record them and post it on YouTube. But I mean, those are really the only things I've noticed, like me personally, as far as like crazy stories where ghosts appear or La Llorona or anything of that nature haven't really happened to me.
Sorry to interrupt, but the app is called Randonautica.
There you go. That's what it is. So I've heard of people doing that and like getting some weird ass situations, put in front of them. So, I mean, but as far as that goes, I mean, not really. And I've gone to Mexico. I've lived here in New York. I've gone to Japan. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's weird stuff going around everywhere, but nothing of note, I guess, besides the sleep paralysis.
What about you, Jose?
No, nothing really. No ghost stories, because I've been to the same places. Nope. The weirdest thing I see is a weird woodchuck just come out every now and then.
How much woodchuck hit a woodchuck if a woodchuck hit wood?
Exactly.
Those are the many questions that the new universe has to answer.
34.
I mean, the answer is 7, right?
34.
Nah, 7.
68.
It's 5, actually. He just eats 2 of them.
Well, one of us is right, so.
Fact check.
Technically, all of us are right. We just don't need to fact check each other.
No, we don't.
We don't fact check. Anyway, though, I gotta step out though. So yeah. See you guys.
I do as well.
I do.
Okay.
So do you want to call it quits here?
Yeah, let's call it quits. We still need to talk about more stuff though. Everyone, what's the name of this squad?
I mean, we can always hold it for the next podcast.
Yeah. I think we should.
So we're not going to do the anime section this
because anime took a rest this week. I mean, they won't have to start
took a rest, and so shall we.
I think we've done like a 3-hour now this time.
It's been about 3 hours, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like an extra hour of what wasn't last week.
If you guys are okay with it, I mean, I'm down.
Exactly.
I like this is prime content, so that's why I don't even say anything because I like it. If you guys want to continue the conversation next week, everyone down over here?
Yeah,
same time, same place
next week.
I'm down.
Yeah.
All right, so we're signing off.
Yep.
Should we go down the list?
Okay. This is Marcos signing out. Mike.
This is Femen. Arigato.
Ed.
Well, this is Edward. Bye-bye.
Richard.
This has been Richard. See you later.
Mr. J.
This is Mr. J. I'm tired.
Alan. Last but not least, Alan.
This is Alan. Peace.
Once again, this is Marcos. Have a nice new year, 2021. Here we come.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
My game. It's here.
Happy New Year.
Happy year new.
Here's to 2020 and to have a better one.
I mean, 20. You mean 21?
Yes.
Yeah, 2021.
Rest in peace, 2020.
Me and the homies hate 2020.
Hi there. Thank you for tuning in to the LTS podcast. All the notes and more can be found in the description. By the way,
we have a social media page where content is posted regularly. Feel free to reach out at us through there or via email. Both are found in the description. When you support the show, we have a merch store where you can buy an item that you like. If buying merch is not your thing and you just want to support the show directly, we also have links to those too, if you'd like. Thank you. Also, every comment is really appreciated. Credits in the description as well. Peace.